Non-clause connectors are words used to introduce non-clause in a sentence. A non-clause functions as a noun in a sentence, and it can act as subject, object, or complement in a sentence. Definition of non-clause connector is non-clause connector include words such as that, whether, if, and words like who, whom, what, which, when, where, why, and how. These words are used to connect the main clause with a non-clause that serve as an essential part of the sentence. How to use non-clause connector? The first, as a subject of the sentence, a non-clause can function as the subject of a sentence. Example, what she said surprised everyone. Whether he will come is still curtain. The second, as the object of a verb. Non-clause is often used as a direct object of certain verbs. Example, I don't know why she left. They asked me if I could help. The third, as the object of a proposition. A non-clause can follow a proposition as its object. Example, she's curious about what he will do next. We are talking about whether we should move. The fourth, as a subject complement, a non-clause can explain or complete the subject of a sentence. For example, the truth is that he lied. The question is who will lead the team. Complete example of non-clause connector. The first, using that. I believe that she is retained. The second, using whether or if. I wonder if he knows this answer. She hasn't decided whether she will join the event. The third is using who words. Do you know where they are going? Tell me what you did that. Okay, that's all for me. Next to my friend.
Non-clause connections or subjects are words used to introduce a noun clause in a sentence. A noun clause functions as a noun and can act as the subject, object, or complement. These connections link the noun clause to the rest of the sentence. Some connectors also serve as the subject with the noun clause itself. Common noun clause or connections or subjects that will wherever, if, what, who, which, when, where, why, and how. And then, how to use noun clause connection or subjects correctly is as the subject of a sentence. The noun clause introduced by the connector act as the subject of the verb. For the examples, what she said surprised everyone. The noun clause what she said is the subject of the verb surprise as the object of a verb. And then the noun clause function as the object of the main verb. For the examples, she knows that he is honest. The noun clause that he is honest is the object of the verb knows as the object of a preposition. The noun clause acts as the object of a preposition. For the examples, we are curious about what he will do next. The noun clause what he will do next is the object of the prepositions about as a complement. The noun clause provides additional information about the subject. For the examples, the truth is that she never lied. The noun clause that she never lied complement the subject, the truth.
Adjective clause connectors are connected words who, whom, which, that, whose, which are asked to connect an adjective clause with the noun being described. How to ask? 1. Select the appropriate connector. Who for people as subject, whom for people as object, which for object, that for people or things, whose to declare ownership. 2. Add an adjective clause after the noun being described. And 3. As comma points to the action, this adjective clause provide additional information. Example 1. Who. The teacher who teach maths is very kind. 2. Whom. The man whom you call Israel was my uncle. Which. The book which I borrow is interesting. 3. That the movie that we watched was amazing. 3. Whose. The boy whose bike was stolen is upset. Adjective clause connector subject is a connected word. Who, which, and that, with the also function to subject adjective clause to explain the noun. How to ask? 1. Select the appropriate connector. Who for people, which for object, and that for people or things. 2. Make sure the connector is immediately followed by the verb. And 3. Place the adjective clause after the noun. Example 1. Who. The girls who lives next door is singing. 2. Which. I read a book which explains history. And 3. That. He bought a car that runs fast.
Skill 13. Invert the subject and verb with question word. Inverting the subject and verb with question words refers to changing the normal word order in a sentence to form a question. In a typical English declarative sentence, the subject comes before the verb. However, when forming question with question words like what, where, when, how, etc., the subject and verb swap position after the question word. How to use? Start the sentence with a question word. For example, what, where, how, etc. After the question word, invert the subject and the verb, then add the object or any other necessary information. Example, what? What is question word? What does she like? Where? Where is question word? Where are they going? How? How is question word? How did you solve the problem? In this example, the verb comes before the subject after the question word, which is the inversion rule for forming question with question words. Skill 14. Inverting the subject and verb with place expression refers to the grammatical structure used when asking questions that begin with a place expression. For example, at the park, in the office, on the street, etc. When a place expression starts the sentence, the subject and the verb are inverted or switched to form a proper question. How to use? Begin the sentence with a place expression. After the place expression, invert the subject and the verb. Add any other necessary information to complete the question. Example, at the park. At the park is place expression. At the park, do you play soccer? In the office. In the office is place expression. In the office, does she work every day? On the street. On the street is place expression. On the street, are there many people walking? In this example, the place expression comes first, followed by the inversion of the verb and the subject, which is the proper structure for forming a question with place expression.
In English, when we use expression of when, sus us a lot of so many few and number of I known. The verb must agree with the noun that follow the expression in terms of number, singular or plural. This means that if the noun is singular, we ask a singular verb, and if noun is plural, we ask plural verb. Example: singular noun after expression of 20. A lot of money is needed to complete the project. If here money is singular, so we use the singular verb is. Some of the water has split. Here, water is uncountable and considered singular, so we use which has 2 plural noun after expression of 20. A lot of people are attending the event. Here people is plural, so we use the plural verb are. Many students have submit their assessments. Here student is plural, so we use F. Expression like loss of some much and on can be followed by either singular or plural nouns, but the verbs must match the noun in number. In summary, after expression of 20, the verb must agree with the noun it refers to in terms of singular or plural. That's all for me. Thank you.
The second one is inverting the subject and verb with negative. Inverting the subject and verb with negative occurs when the normal word order of a sentence, like subject-verb, is reversal for verb-subject. This happens when certain negative words of praise, like never, rarely, seldom, not only, and no sooner, begin a sentence of the clause. This inversion is used for impress or to create formal and express writing. And then how to use inversions with negative. Begin the sentence with a negative word or phrase.